Hey, I'm still here, and I still suck at doing this intro. So, is that. That's pretty much all I got. Anyway, yeah, I looked up questions that people have apparently asked, like actual presidential candidates. Tough questions for the presidential candidates. It's some story from I don't know who. This is made in 2008. This thing is dated as hell, but so who really cares? No one cares. So anyway, I'm just gonna go through these until I either get bored or pretty much until I get bored. That's pretty much the only real point. Let's see, what's the first question here? Do you have the courage to be lonely? I have the courage to only be lonely. I only want to be alone. The idea of being with large groups of people fill me with both frustration and rage, weirdly. So, yes, I do have the courage to be lonely. But that's only because I hate being in groups of people, or even just sitting in a room with one other person sometimes, depending on if, they're talking or not. Next, the easiest thing to do in the White House is to attract smart policy advisors. How do we know that you know enough to not just accept what they say? I mean, that's what's you don't. I mean, no one does. I mean, I can read it up myself, but you don't. No, you don't. That's insane because the amount of stuff that you have to look at, the amount of papers that they have to shove in front of you day in and day out is just well, not even the number. The relevance of the papers they show in front of you all day is just abysmal, I imagine. I've never been to the White House, but that has to be just like some of the most boring, draining things that you have to read and listen to and look and understand. I mean, at that point, all you could really do is hire the people that, as far as you know, have the same type of drive that you do. Whether or not it's for the better or not is irrelevant, right? If you want someone to think that you like you do, then it'll work out. If you're both wrong or if you're both right, it's only a problem if the two of you end up at a different opinion or a different fine answer to that question. Yeah, that's that's pretty much all I. That's pretty much how I feel about that. 'Cause, I mean, that's what they're there for. I can't. No one can know everything about the policies that's given to them. You can know about the thing that you care about, but you can't know about all of them specifically. And even if you do know something about them, you can't know everything about all of them. Because, well, honestly, all the stuff that goes into everything that the government in general has to deal with, it's insane. So no, you just have to accept that maybe you just have to hope that they know what they're talking about. And you can look it up yourself and hope that whatever you signed doesn't burn down around you. Or maybe that can be your goal. And if that's your goal, well, then good job, I guess. Next, many of the hardest decisions in the White House won't be consensus decisions. What will inform your decision making? The end goal. Well, the ideal end goal. If what you what you want to do has to do with your end goal of what you want to do as president, well, what I would want to do as president, that would inform what decision I made. I mean, even if the decision itself seemed like a bad idea, if it realistically would help to get to the end point of whatever it was that I was trying to do, then that's what I would base it on. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. I don't know. How will you spend quiet time in anticipation of a tough decision? In the fetal position. Honestly, I don't know if that was a joke or not. I just said it off the top of my head. That may have been a joke, or it may actually be true. Or I might stand out looking through the window and like all those montages, just looking out over the lawn or wherever. I might just be staring at a wall for 15 or 20 minutes, just silently spiraling down a well of paranoia and darkness. Honestly, I have like a bunch of answers. None of them are good, so I'm just gonna move on. The role requires decisiveness. Share some examples of your ability and willingness to be decisive. Well, doing this shows a bit of the willingness to be decisive, because this is like the dumbest thing I've ever done. And I'm not saying that it'll work, but this is pretty much all I've got. Well, because I don't. I mean, I have decisiveness, but it's pretty much all based off of stupid, pointless stuff. I mean, yeah, there's really no two ways about that. It's pretty much only going with what I got. Let's see, what's the next question here? Tell us about a high-performing team that you've built. That's never happened. What are the most important principles you'd follow in governing and leading your senior White House team? Oh, well, principles I'd follow? Well, in order to have principles that I follow, I'd have to have principles, which, as far as I know, I don't really have any. I do just generally don't want people to blindly agree with me. I guess those are principles, but I don't really stand by them like principles, so I don't know if that counts. But I'm going to finish my thought anyway. I don't want people to blindly follow me, because I think it's stupid. I don't want to be the one who just tells everyone what to do and how to do it, because honestly, I don't have that kind of time. Even when I'm president, I don't think I'd have that kind of time. I'm pretty sure I'd have to do other stuff, so I'd have to be able to count on the people that are working in there with me to do their stuff by themselves. And I don't feel like I have the time to micromanage everyone because I want the answers that I want. I just really kind of want to get it done and hope it doesn't blow up in my face. So I guess, yeah, it's really one of those things I'd have to just, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. What could cause you to fail as the president? Well, it depends on what you mean as caused me to fail. Technically, as far as I'm concerned, nothing could cause me to fail as president. I mean, even if I get impeached, I wouldn't fail as president because I have no hopes for me being president. I mean, technically, the only thing that could cause me to feel like I failed as president is if I became president, built a time machine, went back in time, and made me lose being president. Other than that, I'm pretty much golden if I get kicked out day one, because I still did it. Yeah. How will you gather, evaluate, and act on information for all policy decisions? Well, I mean, what do you mean? Read it? what type of question is that? I mean, don't people have to file reports and stuff? Or are you asking me, like, how am I gonna double check it? I mean, I guess what you're asking, I guess that's what they're asking. Yeah, I would just, I guess, look it up somewhere. I'd go back and see if I could find wherever this decision came from. I mean, if that's what you're asking, even though I don't really get it, but that sounds like what you're talking about. How would I double check it? In the past, how have you responded to evaluated and learned from mistakes, your own and those of your team? Oh, I've never learned from my mistakes. I mean, I'm the exact same idiot I was yesterday into today. And presumably speaking, I'll be the exact same idiot tomorrow. I mean, technically I've learned things, but that's not really what this person's asking. There's like, so, that's not really what I'm gonna say. I'm always gonna be the type of idiot that I am right now. I wish I could say that I could grow as a person, and maybe that's true later on, but it also might not be. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that, oh, I'm definitely a better person than I was yesterday, because I'm not. And I'm probably not gonna be tomorrow either, because I, in all honesty, just don't want to be. So, yeah. How do you decide whom to trust? How does someone earn your trust? I don't know. Once I find out about that, I will tell you. 'Cause honestly, I don't trust anybody with anything. But it kind of works out because I also don't care enough. I also don't really care. So I tell people stuff, but I've never told everyone everything because I don't trust anybody. So it's a good thing to remember. Because once I figure that out, I will definitely tell you. Because as of right now, there's not a single person I actually trust. So that's pretty much what that is. How do you really relax and recharge? I scream into the ether and run around in circles like a 5-year-old moron. And then I sit and stare at the wall until I black out. Next question. What is your negotiating style, approach, philosophy? That's a good question. I don't know, but that's a good question. Negotiating is kind of weird because negotiating depends on you, the person you're negotiating with, and of course what you're negotiating for. You kind of can't have, well, you can have a style and an approach. Philosophy is, if you can negotiate for it, at least try to get it lower than what you're actually willing to get it for. Style, I don't know, because I have no style, obviously. And approach, well, the same way I do everything. Haphazardly and slightly idiotic. So it comes off quirky. Yeah, I think that's the word that people use. Tell us about a time when your judgment has been tested in crisis. What do you want us to appreciate about your judgment? Oh, nothing. My judgment's terrible. My judgment's gotten me here. You think you can appreciate my judgment? I would appreciate my own judgment. I've lived my life as me. So, we're just gonna move past that because that won't do anyone any good. What are the keys to translating your vision for America's future into action? The key to translating my vision for America's future into action? Wanting to piss off a bunch of people. Because that's really all it is. I don't really want to make the country a better place for good reasons. I just want to do it to see if I can do it and piss a bunch of people off. Yeah, so pettiness. The keys for transitioning my vision for America's future into action are pettiness. That sounds right. Please describe some of your personal tools for dealing with adversity. My utter and absolute lack of empathy and self-preservation. Because, well, who really cares, right? Next, how will you appeal to a diverse set? How you will appeal to a set of constituents? I can't pronounce. I know what this word is. Constituents. Constituents. God, I know what this word is. Anyway, in an honest, respectful, and inclusive manner. Honestly, in an honest manner, I can do, because I'm always honest. I'm destructively honest, which is what all of these videos are. They're an example of my destructive I was about to say honest-isms. You know what? That's exactly what it is. An example of my destructive honest-isms. Cause there's one thing I am, it's destructively honest. Because I will screw up everything in telling the truth. Respectful? Probably not. And inclusive? Well, I can be honest with everyone. That's pretty much all I can really say about that. Can you share some examples of when you were a catalyst who brought groups with polarized opinions together so that all voices were at the table? Well, no, I can't. It's never happened. I mean, I'm a nerd, so there's that. But other than that doesn't really apply to me at all, so I'm just going to move on. How will you inspire all federal employees to provide the highest level of service to their customers, the people of the USA? Don't treat them like they're a bunch of losers. I mean, that's how you inspire anyone, right? You treat them with respect and honesty and a bunch of other worthless garbage like that. And I can say it like that because as long as I do it, it doesn't really matter. If the people that I work for tell me they hate me, I don't care as long as they actually pay me. I don't care how they feel about me. It doesn't mean anything. We're not friends. As long as I get paid. And, vacation and health and a bunch of other randomness like that, it's fine. Well, now I'm bored. So, and I think I hit the time limit. Yeah, I hit the time limit. Alright, so that's that. I am gonna... Well, honestly probably not going to do anything. I'm probably going to stare into the abyss and hope for my own slow death. But that's probably not going to happen because I have no luck at all. So anyway, I'm going to go. Bye.